to my channel. So today, as you can see, we're doing a collective haul. We've got lots of goodies, a bunch of non-first impressions. So for you guys that love a little bit more of a in-depth review as I do a haul, you will love it. And some things I've been loving that are non-fragrance for the past couple months. So we're going to start with the non-fragrance goodies, but before we do that, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and let's get into it. So I am a jewelry fiend. I love jewelry, and I've been loving these pieces for the past couple months, but I feel like I've been wearing them more as we approach the holidays, so I wanted to share them with you, and they could either be great gifts for yourself or loved ones. You guys pick. But the first one is actually this ring right here. I love everything kind of like Tiffany blue-green in terms of jewelry and packaging. So these are both from Read Your Heart. I love the packaging, and the ring I chose happens to be that color because I love that color. It's oval cut because I prefer all my rings to be oval cut. I just think it looks best on my hands, and it has a double halo and some faux diamonds on the band itself. There are many other rings to choose from. This is just the one I picked, and personally, I have a really hard time finding rings that fit my ring finger just out and about because I'm a size 4.5, 5, and so there are a lot of rings that just don't run that small, but these do, and it's the perfect fit. Like, it's so snug, but it's not like suffocating my finger. So that's just a me thing. If you've struggled to find rings that are small enough, Read Your Heart has them. So this is the packaging where it looks like, what it looks like on the inside. It is so luxe. Again, I really like this color, so I'm biased. And the other piece are some earrings. Now, I have 3 piercings per ear. I will put up a photo so you can see these closer up. But these are a little bit bigger than the hoops I wear day to day. They've got these faux diamonds all throughout. They're more of a nighttime hoop for a date or just going to a party. I've really been liking them for just like pre-holiday Christmas parties. I think they're really, really nice. And kind of dress up an outfit. So I will leave all the information on these and more, coupon codes, everything in the description box below. But I wanted to mention these before we get to the fragrances because we have a lot to talk through. We have 7 to talk about, and they are all from either Winners or Marshalls. And I've personally found that 2020 wasn't the best year in terms of finding interesting things at Winners and Marshalls in the fragrance section, but suddenly, very recently, it has picked up, and I'm sure you can see from the title what brand or house I suddenly have started to find. So I wanted to talk about these now because I have 7 KKW fragrances to share with you. I'd never tried any before. I'd never bought any from her website. But since she's, you know, remodeling and just reconstructing all of that, and KK Fragrance is kind of kaput now, I assume we're going to be seeing more of these show up for discounted prices. So I wanted to get this video out there so you guys can find them too. So they are from 4 different lines within the entire, you know, house. And obviously, because you're finding them in these kind of discount stores, you're not going to find the full range. Maybe you will, and you'll be lucky to, but I have not been able to do that. So I will also mention how many there are in the range when I talk about the individual fragrances or the couple that I have from the range. So we're going to start with the one where I only have 1 from the range, and it's the Jeff Lethem by KKW Fragrance, and there are 6 in the range, and I've only managed to find 1. I was really excited to find this one actually because I'd seen this collection before when it showed up, and I really did like the way they look. They kind of look like air diffusers, like oil diffusers, and they came out this year in 2022. So incredible to find them. This is what it looks like. It opens like this. And I found the one in Rare Fig. I've been saving the boxes just to share with you guys because I don't keep my boxes, but I actually thought I was impressed with the box design on this. Like, it wasn't just like a simple cardboard box. So this is what it looks like. I really do love the bottle on this one. The top is heavy, the bottom is cute. These are 30 mils, and they run about, I think all the fragrances I found from her are around 30 mil. I will tell you if they're not, but they should all be 30 mil, and they run for about $35 Canadian. So this one, like I said, is Rare Fig, and like I said, I was very excited for this range overall, but we will get into why it didn't really work out for me. So Rare Fig has notes of blood orange, lemon, mandarin, green notes, geranium, cyclamen, fig, vetiver, and cedar, and it's supposed to be a very woody / fruity fragrance. We will spray, I'm going to spray it on this because, yeah, I can smell it on here. Okay. I was looking forward to it, and I think this is a situation where I kind of got dragged in by the packaging. There is something so personally off-putting about this one that is upsetting, obviously, because I feel like it had so much potential to be this kind of like woody fall time or winter time fig, but it has an element where it feels like the fruity notes in this have gone off. Like it's almost as if the fruit is overripe and is, you know, over the point of sweetness, and just kind of, I am very sensitive to like rotting or overripe fruit notes. I can't stand Pulp by Byredo for that reason. And so I feel like if you love Pulp by Byredo, this, not that they smell similar, but it falls within that family of notes where my nose is just very sensitive to it. So it is disappointing. I will give it another shot once I've taken a break from it, because honestly the only 2 times I've tried this, I didn't scrub it off, but it was like only because I was going to take a shower relatively soon afterwards, but it was close to being a scrubber for me just because I have a sensitivity around that, and to my nose that's very prominent. So I will say, if you like those kinds of fragrances that have kind of overripe fruits, I will say it's not as bad as Pulp for me. Pulp is very, very, very difficult for me to even smell, even on other people. This is better than that, but it's still within that range. So I just personally have not really enjoyed that one, unfortunately, but I am on the lookout for the others to try them out and see maybe if they're more up my alley. Alright, so we're going to get to the next range, and this range, again, very excited by the packaging. You will see why. I must be like into a nude phase of my life, because this is the Nude Essentials range. There are 4 in this range, and I happen to only find 2, but I'm really, really excited to try to find the other 2, because I feel like this is my collection with her. So these slide out like this. Not as interesting packaging, but still, I was pretty impressed. I mean, I had very, you know, mediocre to low expectations for a celebrity fragrance house, and I'd only ever smelled like one of her original fragrances when it was Kim Kardashian, and I hated it. So, and I'd never owned it. So I kind of had low expectations, but I mean, we'll get to it and we'll put them in order, but I really like the packaging on these. It's a little reminiscent of the small, either the small Zara bottles that kind of look like this, or because it's bumpy, and I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but it's kind of got these like slight imperfections on purpose. It reminds me of the Zedig and Voltaire, like This Is Her, or that whole range with the side that's kind of like that. And for whatever reason, that aesthetic pleases me. So the first one we're going to talk about in the Nude Essentials range is the Nude Soleil. And this one has notes of cardamom, pink pepper, ambrette, sandalwood, rose, honeysuckle, Haitian vetiver, cashmere wood, and musk. And we'll spray this on here. This one I don't mind. We can spray on me. Right. So this one, I personally think, because it's so devoid of sweetness and a very like cool spice woody scent, I would go as far as to say this is unisex. There's nothing like overly feminine about it at all. It's described as being a warm, spicy woody, and I feel like I think it's much more of like a cool spice. There's nothing really like cinnamon or bonfire-esque about it to kind of warm it up for me. I do get some cardamom, but it's very, I don't know, it's cool smelling. I think it's a really nice winter fragrance for this like celebrity line. For $35, you can't really go wrong. Very easy to travel with. The cap on this one is plastic and very light, but still snug as a bug. It doesn't fall off or anything, and you can pick up the bottle by the cap, which is key in my book. I really like it. I mean, it's not the kind of fragrance where I would be drawn to really any other season other than winter, because I just think it leans so hard in the winter realm, but I think it was like a pretty big step for her in terms of, you know, it's not like a fruity floral, it's not something generic, it's not incredibly unique either, but it's very, you know, well placed, and I can seriously see myself reaching for this, and I have. And the second one in this range is that I found is Nude Suede, and this one has a little bit of like a cooler tone to it. They all have like slightly different shades. I love this color, this kind of like camel brown. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow colors, which is random, but it is. I think it does really well in this eye socket, especially if you have brown eyes like me. But this one has notes of lavender, geranium, white grapefruit, ylang ylang, jasmine, tuberose, white amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. Tuberose and jasmine will come up again and again. I feel like she favors white florals quite a bit, which I'm not complaining about, but if you're not a fan of white florals, I think it's fair to say, yeah, Kim Kardashian fragrances will kind of lean in that category, but this one doesn't, so keep an eye for that. And honestly, this one doesn't as well. But this one, Nude Suede, I will spray here because, and I want to spray it on my sweater because I love this one. This is like this warm, ambery, woody white floral. It takes white floral, but it puts it in the fall winter category of scents, so I feel like you can wear it in the colder months and still enjoy a white floral. I think it lasts even longer than this one, which theoretically you'd expect kind of like a deeper, darker scent to last longer. This is a bit brighter because of the florals, but it's, especially on clothing, you guys, I find it lasts so long on me. It's the kind of fragrance I'd love to spray on my scarves or my infinity scarves because it's like I'm engulfed in it. It's the kind of scent I could easily overspray as well, and I do, and I don't care. I'll just leave a trail behind me, but it is so good. I was so impressed with this one. This one made me think, like, if I like this and love this, I need to get my hands on the other two. I will keep an eye out and hope that no one else snags them. But I think it's perfect. I do love a nice amber scent, and this is like a really nice floral white, like white floral amber. So I've been loving that one, and like I said, really impressed with that range as a whole. I feel like we're gonna find some good gems in that one. All right, so we're gonna get to the next range, and this one has 3 fragrances in the range, but I've only managed to find 2. And this is the, I think it was part of the like Kylie Jenner by KKW fragrance range. So they're in the shape of these lips. I remember seeing these on social media. Yeah, it's Kylie Jenner by KKW. They're the red ones, the pink lips, and nude lips. I'm missing nude lips. I always felt like nude lips would have been my favorite. Such is life. I've yet to find them anywhere, but I was really excited to find these 2. So we'll start with red lips. The boxes for these I feel like were relatively normal, just cardboard boxes, so I threw them out. but this one has blood orange, lotus, gardenia, ylang ylang, ambrette, vanilla bean, red cedar, and musk. So we will remind ourselves here, but we're about to get into a bunch of white florals, so keep that in mind. Yes. This to me is a quintessential, like very classic smelling gardenia fragrance. I feel like this is sort of your mom's classic gardenia scent. This reminds me of, ooh, what is it? It's like Calvin Klein. There's like a couple Calvin Klein fragrances that you can find in Canada in the 1999 shelf that smell exactly like this. In my collection alone, I have at least 5 fragrances that smell entirely, if not almost identical to this scent. So realistically, there's nothing new happening here, or even semi-new. I don't feel like the top notes come through at all on my skin. I was actually interested in blood orange coming through because I think that would be really nice. Lotus maybe would have made it aquatic, but those on my skin and to my nose kind of disappear completely. This is a pure gardenia, ylang ylang, white floral to the max scent. Now, do I hate it? No. I like white florals. There are certainly days of the year where I would reach for this kind of scent. Personally, with a collection of my size, I didn't need another almost solely note gardenia scent, but if you are on the lookout for one, or if you want to gift one, or if you just want to gift based on packaging, these are cute. If there's like even a makeup lover in your life that you want to gift around the holidays, like I said, 35 bucks a pop, really good deal, and could even make like a really fun stocking stuffer. So I don't hate it, but if you're on the hunt for like a new or just like innovative gardenia fragrance, or if you think those top notes sound interesting, I would say to kind of skip that one because you can't smell them at all and it really just goes straight into gardenia. Now we will get to pink lips. So these are a little bit more, I don't know, they're kind of got this like metallic sheen to them a little bit. And this one has notes of bergamot, mandarin, coconut nectar, tiare flower, solar notes, gardenia, sandalwood, coconut, amber, and musk. We will spray this one a little bit higher. I kind of forget. Right. Okay. For me, if I had to choose between these two, this is entirely more of an interesting scent. You really get the coconut and tiare, I feel like, and it doesn't like immediately jump into gardenia. I was worried because I did read the notes in the store and I was like, is this going to smell entirely the same and just be 2 gardenia scents? Because I knew that she favored white florals, but honestly, it really doesn't. And this is what makes me excited to try the nude lips, because I've heard that this one and the nude one are the better of the two. And I feel like when people had, which one, it kind of is like a slightly more interesting or like dark coconut than you would expect. Like it's beachy because there's white florals and there's coconut, but it's not just kind of like a body spray scent. And I'd read this in one of the comments somewhere and I completely agree. I feel like this is what Versace Crystal Noir, the one with coconut, I expected it or wanted it to be. So if you really felt like, okay, it's nice, but you were a bit underwhelmed by that, give this one a shot. Other than some of the other, I mean, I'll put them in order, but other than some of the other ones, like I feel like overall, this is a pretty interesting scent from KKW Fragrance, and I can see myself reaching for many months throughout the year. I feel like it lends itself easily to being a year-round fragrance. So I've been really loving that one, and I'm going to keep an eye out for nude lips. And finally, we will go to the last range, which is actually the first of these KKW fragrances that I found in store. So if you haven't seen any in your stores, these might be the first you find. And these are the Opal, this is the Opal range, and I love Opal in terms of jewelry, so I was so excited to find them. These are also, so they've all been 30 mils. This is what they look like. They kind of are these egg-shaped fragrances, and I will say the only thing that really annoys me about them, packaging-wise, because I love the packaging of it, is that you can't stand it up. You do have to lay it down, so in terms of retail, or not retail space, like area where you put your fragrances, they take up a lot of space. And there are, I think, 3 or 4. I will take a look here. 3 or 4 in this range. I found 2 of them. And I have I feel like different, yes, there are 3. I'm missing Opal Drip. So this is Opal Energy. We will get to it, but there's definitely one that I prefer over the other. So the first one, Opal Energy, has lemon, ginger, pear, orange blossom, tuberose, lily of the valley, sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla, musk, and cedar. You may have noticed, I will spray these on the side, that she favors a lot of the same fragrance notes. And I guess that's just her way, but I think it helps you also decide as a consumer whether or not you're interested, because for the most part, at least in the ones I've tried, they fall in the same area. So this one, I feel like, is leaning towards the green notes of the white florals, just a little bit more than I was expecting, and a little bit more than is my taste. I can see myself really being drawn to it in the springtime, and spring is my favorite season. But really beyond that, like, I don't really, because of the greenness of the florals, at least on my skin, I don't see myself reaching for this, like, deep, maybe the beginning of summer, but really any other time other than spring. I just don't see how it would be as appropriate, because it's such a, like, quintessential spring fragrance. And then the next one, and the last one, is Opal Mood. They all kind of look opalescent, but they have like a slight different sheen. This is a little bit more of a pure white. This has a pink, but again, none of them stand up. And I know that's a deal breaker for some of you, so I thought I'd mention. And Opal Mood is fruity, much more fruity than the last one. And it has starfruit, melon, bergamot, white currant, honeysuckle, jasmine, freesia, sandalwood, musk, white amber, and cedar. So you see, like, especially her heart notes, I feel kind of always go in the white floral category. Okay, and this one, it's hard to explain, because I feel like this is more of, like, my favorite season kind of fragrance. And this one, I'm not saying I prefer it for any other reason, but there is something so, like, shampoo-esque about this, and nostalgic. This reminds me of, like, late 90s, early 2000s shampoos. And for that reason alone, I love it. I mean, it is so nostalgic and reminiscent of that time, and the shampoos at that time being so fragranced and kind of like the quintessential fruity floral. And if you were alive in that time and used shampoo, you'll just understand exactly what I mean. And for that reason alone, I like it. I don't think there's anything groundbreaking by any standards, but I just, immediately when I smelled it, it took me to that time. So I definitely prefer it out of the two. And now let's put them in order. All right, so we're going to put them in order. I took a beat. I pretty much had an idea, and I feel like you guys do as well, of what it was going to be. But we're going to go from least favorite to most favorite. There's only one that I don't like. So in 7th place, I would put Rare Fig. It just is not doing it for me. It has this, I don't know, this like rotten or overripe smell to it. So for me, it's a no-go. It's the one that really is just going to be there based on aesthetic, and I don't really see myself reaching for. Then I have one meh, and the rest are pretty good, honestly. And that is the KKW, the Kylie Jenner Red Lips one. I like it because I think it's nice to have a kind of quintessential gardenia scent in your collection. But I didn't need another one. So I do like the packaging. It's kind of cute, and I really like the red shade, and I like how it's not, I preferred this one to the pink lips in terms of packaging, but it's just too simple of a gardenia scent, and now we know that she can do more, she can do better. So that one, unless you're looking for gardenia, I would skip. And then Nude Soleil is next. It's in 5th place. It's a bit unisex, like I mentioned. It's quite dark. I feel like what puts this lower in the range for me is I'm just going to be, because it's lacking like and devoid of any sweetness, I'm just going to reach for it a little bit less than some of my other wintry fragrances, but I still really do like it, and I am interested in the rest of the range. Then we've got, and I always, Opal Energy. So this is the one I like but not love. I feel like it's actually a more, I don't know, it's more interesting than the other Opal, but the other one has that nostalgic factor, so definitely give this one a try. I think the packaging is cute, but I don't like, and I have to deduct points on the fact that you have to rest it on its side because it takes up just way too much real estate. And then Opal Mood. This is that quintessential shampoo scent. Like, I feel like I want to take a shower right now and put this on and just beautiful post-shower scent, because I feel like it has that shampoo-y factor, and I love myself a shampoo-y scent. So that's in 3rd place. In 2nd place, I put Pink Lips. It just has, I'm actually not going to put this one on. Oh, I love the coconut. I love how it's kind of a little bit more of, as you're leaving summertime but still want to keep coconut in your collection. I was really surprised how much I liked this one because I was expecting it to be this kind of fruity floral or bubble gum or something like that, and really impressed overall. And then finally, my number 1 spot, the one I love the most, Nude Suede. I love the color of the bottle. I love the aesthetic of the bottle. I love the ambery woodiness of this, and some really like darker white florals. So this is the one I'd recommend above all others. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check the description box for the names of all these fragrances, more information and links to Read Your Heart Jewelry, and leave me in the comments below which one of these fragrances you've tried or you'd like to try, if you found any KKW fragrances in your stores near you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!